Hello and welcome. This is a video on my 1998 Wheelhorse 314 Trail Horse build. This tractor started out as a stock tractor for 150 bucks. Over the course of a year and a half, it evolved into quite a little project. The following pictures detail every step along the way. Up to this point, we've pulley swapped it, we've added wheel spacers for stability, and we're about ready to do the 6-inch lift in the rear. The pictures you're looking at now are the fabrication of the 6-inch lift for the rear. We achieved this by lowering the transmission. Of course, when you lower the transmission, we had to raise the fenders and extend the shifters. All this work was completed with the supervision of our channel's namesake. Now we are reinforcing where the seat pan mounts. This is a weak spot on these tractors. Seen here is the additional idler pulleys to maintain belt clearance and the fabrication of the fender mounts. With the lift complete, we are now able to run 23-inch tires front and rear. Seen here is a comparison between the build and a stock tractor. These next series of photos will detail the build of the rear cargo rack and all its supporting brackets. This rack was built out of 3/4 inch steel tubing, all bent and fabricated with a extruded metal sheet as a base. Abby comparing tire sizes. Here we have our 520 rear rims painted and our gauges on the hood dash installed. Rear tires installed and they're rough. Now we begin to fabricate the rear bumper. It contains D-rings, backup lights, and a hitch. It is built out of 1/4 inch channel, 1/4 inch angle iron, and flat bar. It will be used to tow trailers and all sorts of stuff. Also, it will have supports that come down from the rack, which we will see shortly. The supports have the Good Garage Keeping seal of approval. They're made out of 3/4 inch solid bar bent up with an oxyacetylene torch. Here's all the pieces laid out, ready for Line-X. Here we have Abby posing with the new tires, and now we will begin to build the front bumper. The front bumper is made out of the same 1/4 inch channel. The base plate for the winch is 1/4 inch. The side plates are 1/8 inch. Seen here is a paper template to get the correct shape. We then cut these out on our plasma cutter and welded everything together. Wow, we got the rack back from Line-X. It looks great with them backup lights on. Here's a couple outside pictures showing the general appearance of the machine. Unfortunately, now we must move back into the front bumper. Seen here is where we welded the D-ring mounts on. I also bent up this hoop out of solid 3/4 rod to protect the hood. Now we move on to the power steering. The first thing I wanted to do was to use a solid steel steering column to eliminate the rattles that the factory plastic had. Seen here is the process for that installation. Now that we have a go from the garage supervisor, we are now building the hydraulic cylinder mount for the steering. First we build a piece that bolts to the frame, then we move on to building the piece that goes on the spindle. With that out of the way, the supervisor inspects the work. Seen here is the skid plate added. We also added a 2-inch receiver tube to the bottom of the bumper. Kohler 22.5 horse installed. Here we see Abby checking in on the process of the power steering pump bracket. It took quite a bit of time to get this right to where it adjusted correctly. To fit this application, we had to have an extension shaft fabricated for the power steering pump. This was done by Howard's Machining in Roanoke. Thank you guys for the major save. These next few photos show the progress of the belt guard and also the build of the orbital control valve mount. Abby is verifying it's installed correctly. Now we're fitting the power steering cooler. It fits on the left side of the tractor, hidden behind this nice protective grate. With all the components to the power steering installed, tested, and verified, we are now finishing the belt guard. Here's Dad in his garage doing some body work on the sheet metal portions prior to painting. With the deadline to the 2023 Wheel Horse Show looming, and Dad painting the sheet metal, I proceeded to take the frame and components apart for painting and reassembly. The next photos detail that work. And it's break time. Today I shot the color for the parts that I'm working on. Turned out good. We had a beautiful day to do it. Dad shot his pieces a few days later, but they still turned out amazing. Can't wait to get it together. It's really coming along. And now it's time for reassembly. Here we are. Engine's going back in. The rock lights are installed. The front bumper came back from Line X. It looks great. And now we're ready for sheet metal. Here we have it loaded up on the trailer. Headed to Virginia Beach to get the rest of it. Dad decided to give it a quick ride before reassembly. Here's the power steering cooler cover installed. The belt guard in the process of being installed. The rear fender installed with decal. The rack placed back on the tractor with the hood installed. Here we have a professional at work installing the decals. And now we're to the part we're all looking forward to. Here's the tractor outside. It's 98% complete. We're still missing that one dash decal, but everything else looks amazing. Now we have the top dash decal installed. The tractor's done and it looks great. With the 2023 Wheel Horse Show just 2 days away, I checked the weather and it's 96% chance of rain. With that being said, I very quickly fabricated out of scrap material an umbrella mount, so I can at least kind of stay dry. Well, there we go. Looks like we're done with this project. I'll see y'all at the 2023 Wheel Horse Show. More videos to come. Thanks for watching.